Garden Report is brought to you by Prize Picks and the Game Time app.
Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to a practice edition of the Garden Report, round 2. Talked about Lonnie Walker's chances of making this team, his latest practice here at Auerbach Center. And we also talked to Jordan Walsh today, who gave an assessment of his preseason as well as some thoughts from the coaches in terms of how he performed. All positive reviews for Walsh coming off a strong 5-game slate in this preseason with the Boston Celtics. Here he is talking about his performance as well as whether he could factor into the rotation early on.
Back have you gotten from Joe, the coaching staff, about those things you still need to work on, and maybe how much of a role you could have early on this year?
For the most part, they were just saying, I played my role really well, and I did a good job in that. I think I matured a lot more than I was last year at this point. Even from summer league till now, I thought that I played way better. When it comes to my role, it's always going to be the same. When it comes to like the rotation time or whatever, I still don't know, and I probably won't know until the first game. But I'm hoping for the best.
So Walsh went on to talk about his role, which he doesn't think changes too much. So did get into more facilitating roles. Felt like teammates trusted him more, and that was probably the biggest thing he said today. Is that a year ago, not only was he moving 110 miles an hour, and Drew Holiday talked to him about getting that down to 85, making better decisions, playing more in control, being able to see the floor. But also talked about how he didn't necessarily feel fully trusted by Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the veterans of this team a year ago. And now in these preseason settings, felt like he had those guys looking for him. Peyton Pritchard, he said on one play, toss the ball ahead to him and stress go, create something, do something with the ball in your hands. And the Celtics clearly put him in those positions too. Ton of tape of him initiating sets, starting, and bringing the ball up. He said it's tough to go against full court press from Scotty Barnes. It made him respect the job point guards have much more. And as I've said it before, those sort of things to me speak to a growing confidence, a growing trust that he could be part of this rotation early on this season, especially during that gap from opening night, October 22nd, through about the first 6 or 7 games up to November 8th when that Maine season starts. Probably will spend a little time in Maine this year unless he completely stands out and blows everyone away during that opening stretch with some opportunities. But I do think that's a great chance for him there to get in, maybe play 5-6 minutes in a game, maybe build on that if he does well in that stint. Injury pops up, all of a sudden he has 13 minutes. So I mapped out the rotations a little bit. Tillman's going to have a significant role, maybe 12, 15, even 20 minutes, depending on which way they go with that Kornet-Horford decision there. Hauser, Pritchard are going to eat at least 20 minutes, maybe more on nights where other guys sit. So this rotation still stays pretty tight around 9. When you get to 10, whether due to injury or wanting to scale back the minutes for Tatum and Brown, who I found myself still putting them up around like that 35-plus range, given the rotation they have right now, you could go to early third quarter or end of third quarter, rather, early fourth quarter stint for Walsh and see if he can survive in a smaller lineup. Because right now it's going to be a lot of double big. It's going to be those 3 guys, Horford, Tillman, Kornet, trying to build a full rotation. And as we've seen a year ago, and especially in Horford's case, those guys aren't going to be available every night. So to me, Walsh is that next man up. He should receive those opportunities, and most importantly, you should see what you have in him this year. He spent so much time in Maine last year, developed, committed to that. As Joe Mazzulla talked about last week, the reward for doing all the right little things is playing time, minutes, opportunity. And I think he showed enough in this preseason to warrant a longer look into the regular season. 3-point shooting, screening, defensive versatility. Joe looking for him to defend all 5 positions. Those are all things he brings to the table. Now, is he mature enough, consistent enough, and physically strong enough to succeed in all those positions? Sam Hauser says he's going in that right direction. And just generally, the Celtics impressed by Walsh in the preseason. I think it showed in his minutes, his role this preseason. So I'm wicked excited about him. Can't wait to see him, maybe even on opening night. maybe he gets a run if things aren't going right and they need some energy. He could be that guy this year. So one of the bigger stories going into this season, the biggest pleasant surprise by far of preseason, was Jordan Walsh. You can go check out his comments over on CLNS Media from today. We are brought to you by Prize Picks. Go to CLNS, or go to Prize Picks, use the code CLNS, pick a $5 lineup and get $50. Don't even have to win to get that bonus. Go to Game Time, use code CLNS, get $20 off your first ticket purchase over there. Terms apply. And go to Nutrafol, Nutrafol, code GARDEN for $10 off your first month subscription, as well as free shipping. That's it for our practice edition of the Garden Report here on Volume N. We'll be back tomorrow with more news, updates, and check out our Lonnie Walker video for the latest on his push to make this team. And then opening night, Tuesday, Celtics-Knicks. We'll have more previews of that and the 24-25 season, as we're just 4 days away from the start of it. Talk to you soon.